Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm John.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Steve.
Lantern plant. They said something about lanterns, didn't they, in the last one? Whatever, is that the name of like the festival? Because they were having some festival, or that's what the mass. I forget. I don't know if they mentioned that or not. I could be making that up.
He might be.
I know.
But she was mentioning something in that bug book about like those plants and like about those
Lantern
bugs and
flies,
stuff like
yeah.
that. So maybe that's where you're.
It's some. It's some type of festival that they're having.
Yeah, they
so,
had all the masks lined up.
And then is JINSHI gonna go after her, or I just don't know how he where does he begin, you know? Unless Mao Mao left any other clues behind, which I guess
meditates for a second, and his heart will lead him exactly to where she is. It's his wife, man.
The power of the frog will lead him there.
His frog will lead him there, yeah.
Yeah. The power of the frog. Because the frog wants Mao Mao so bad.
Well, isn't that for sure?
Yeah, right.
I mean, she was really, really stroking that frog to try to figure out what it was.
Not in the way JINSHI wanted, but she was technically stroking it. I think the finale of this is this week, season 2.
We got so close. What are we on? 18?
Mm-hmm.
This is what? 7 more? 6 more?
There's 24, yeah.
Almost got it.
I know. Oh, that's right. I forgot. That's how it ended, remember? The old water broke?
Remember she was kicking the other way?
No, I know, but I'm saying that Mao Mao fixed it. The hell? Oh, the ladies are just... Get it together, Quack. I love it. He's the one that takes care of Mao Mao. So she has a connection to it too. Maybe it was her mother. I bet you that's what it was. Is that the clinic lady?
Yep.
The alcohol.
Uh-oh.
You there.
No,
She knows who he is.
Yeah. He does look like JINSHI, though. Well, I guess he is his grandfather, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. You think she's just assuming that because...
She knows. He looks just like him.
Right. Oh, no! Damn it, she's dead. Yeah, you really need her alive. She's the only way you're gonna be able to find anything out.
Right.
Shit's so confusing, man.
Maybe he was with a duo.
I don't think Duo would have been. I guess she would have been old. No, because he would have been an old man when Duo.
No, Duo, yeah.
血のつながりがないという噂を信じ、東宮の地位から逃れようとした。帝である兄に頼み込み、宦官の名を得て女の園にいるのは何のためか。
It was his idea.
He said it's his brother.
Well, because that's what he believes, though.
そうだ。自分を笑うのは後だ。今はやるべきことがある。
That's right. Think about Mao Mao. Get serious.
はい。ほおずきとは季節外れだな。
ああ。
大砲。
去年亡くなった女官の名です。
ああ。よく人を集めて
Oh, no
話を
shit.
していたな。
That was that long ago?
No, that lady was a ghost. Remember?
No, she wasn't.
She was trying to kill them.
She wasn't an actual ghost.
I think she was.
大砲の血を引く者はただ一人。先帝の時代、イカントの密通により生まれた娘だ。その娘が生きていれば。
Did you just put it all together?
ザクロ級だ。大砲の仕えていた妃は、後に師匠に下賜され、娘を産んだ。
So this is where the connection is then.
その娘がローラン妃だ。そして、
Oh, she was the
大
daughter?
砲とイカントの間にできた娘だが、
She's
高級を追放されたイカンと共に、
No. There's no
消息は
record.
分かっていない。
What?
He just said there was no record of the daughter that they had with that she had with the doctor.
With the doctor, but Shishu and the concubine made Laolin.
Right. Feathers?
急に尋ねて申し訳ありません。
Speak up, bitch. What is it?
ジン様。
Yes. I love this, Jinshi.
次女は7人いましたね。もう一人はどうしました？私は宮に仕える次女たちの名前と顔を把握しています。あなたたちは毎日のように服や化粧が変わるので、
I love how he's not taking any shit
記憶
anymore.
していたんです。例えば、唇の形や目の形。あとはそう。
Beauty marks.
ほ
Makeup.
くろの位置。
Yep.
ソーリン。いや。
So that's not even actually Lulan?
お前の名は。
Hence why her face was covered?
Yep.
And not
最
talking?
初から仕組んでいたな。大量の従者を連れ、自分とよく似た次女ばかり選んだのも、
Yep.
奇抜な格好や化粧をしていたのも、すべてこのためか。いえ、本物はどこへ行った？
Hell yeah, Jinshi. Whip that frog out.
ローラン妃はどこへ行った？
Yes.
申し訳ありません。連風は本当に何も知らないのです。
And Jinshi just came out a little bit there.
ご容赦ください。
Crown Prince just showed up.
Yep.
上級妃が自分の意志で高級を抜け出したということか。
Gee, I wonder where she went, you know? I think Mao Mao's gonna be seeing her pretty soon. I also love the fact that Jinshi, like, keeps mental note of how they all look.
Yeah.
マオマオはどうだったんだろうな。妓女の足抜けのようだといつだったか言っていたが、自らついていったのか。だ
Not
が、
exactly.
それなら書き置きなど残さない。一体どこへ、何のために。
Might have to go talk to Locken. He might be able to figure it out.
He might need to.
マオマオが行方不明。
Yeah.
待ってろ、マオマオ。今パパが助け
Oh no. Oh dear God. What the hell did you set off?
意識はまだ戻っていません。
ただ大砲と面識があったと調べがついております。謀反に加担したのはそのつながりかと。
診療所全員か？
いえ、
That's. I thought Mama made it
他
seem
の
like
者
that.
は謀反について何も知りませんでした。
But I guess not.
Made it seem like what? All the clinic workers?
そ
Yeah, 'cause they were all
協力
older
したの
women.
は皆がシェンリュと同じ恨みを持っていたからか。
Right. That's probably what she meant.
先に師匠を追うべきか。いや、それはもう別のものが。
Locking.
No.
That's him, isn't it?
誰でしょうか。
I don't think so.
入れ。
失礼いたします。
Is it?
No. Does he have shades on?
初めてお目にかかります。
Specs.
カン・ラハンと申します。
Khan Law? Why does that name
海
sound so
底内
familiar?
でラの名を持つ者はラカンとラハン二人しかいない。古く皇族から与えられたアサナのはず。ラの一族、軍師殿の養子だな。何か用か？
こちらをお見せしようと思いまして。
これは
どうでしょうか。
国庫の水筒帳だな。
はい。父上から調べろと言われたものです。フェイファの出所がわからないのが気持ち悪いようでして。
ここ数年、穀物の値が明らかに上がっているな。
面白いですよ
pattern, maybe?
ね。干ばつも公害もなかったのに。それからもう一つ、なぜか鉄の値も上がっているのです。国全体の金属の値も。
穀物自体は大した値ではないが、量が量。値上がりすれば、差額は相当なものになる。その差額は誰かが横領している。そして金属の値上がり、こちらも何者かが大量に仕入れている。
Lulon's dad?
そう言いたいのだろう。
はい。私が思うに、この二つ
I think
の
everything
行き
leads
着く
to that
先は
family.
同じです。そして、これほどのことができる人物も限られるでしょう。私なら、もっと詳しく調べることができます。流れがどこに集約しているのか、お知りになりたくないですか？
Maybe even creepier than Lockin. Those goddamn Where's Waldo glasses.
それで、要求は何だ？利害なしに話を持ってきたわけではないのだろ？
紳士様。
こちらの額、少し勉強していただけないでしょうか。
それは？
父上が壊した高級の門の修繕費です。
How did he even do that?
He probably ran through it.
わかった。その代わり、徹底的に調べろ。金と鉄が流れ着いた先で、何が起きようとしているのか。
仰せのままに。
使えるものは何でも使ってやる。
I keep thinking it's gonna end.
I thought so the last time and this
We
time.
haven't seen Mao Mao
also.
once till now.
Here you go.
Yeah, but the episode's gonna end now.
Yeah. Like right now.
There was a lot in that episode. All right, let me start from the top of my questions, which really is only like 2 or 3, but the whole Jinshi thing is still confusing me.
What?
Because there's no doubt in my mind, and no one can convince me otherwise, that Duo is his mom.
Is not his mom.
No, is Jinshi's mom.
You're saying no one can convince you that she's not his mom.
Yes.
Right.
So, how does he look so much like the past emperor? Is it just one of those, he got the genes passed down to him, then it just happened? Like, some of us look like one grandparent, you know what I mean, randomly? Like, I've been told my dad's one great uncle that I look exactly like he did when he was my age. You know what I mean? One of those things.
How old was Duo?
When
she was young, right?
When her and the emperor had the baby, they were, well, I guess the past emperor wouldn't have been old at that point.
No.
But
He had a baby also.
Yeah, with
He did really have a baby.
yes, forced with the Dowager.
No, I don't know that we're positive
Yeah.
about that. That's what we're saying. That's what was
The
happening.
Dowager
in this
said
one.
that though. That's what she told Mao Mao.
That she was.
Jinshi.
But Mao Mao also said that she was too old. Like the emperor would have never.
Yeah,
gone
but
for her.
remember when the Dowager told Mao or Jinshi about it, and she said that's when she like forced him and was like in his bed scaring the shit out of him. That's when that happened. One of the commenters even said such, that she like forced him to have sex with her.
Well, they just said it again in this one that everybody's been saying that the empress couldn't have had the kid because
When did they say that?
he
in
doesn't
this
see
one?
her. That's when they were talking about it. They were saying like that's why they called him like the illegitimate son, because he didn't look like his brothers. He didn't look like anybody other than the grandfather. So
But
like
the whole thing that throws it into a twist though is then how is Duo?
maybe he had the baby with Duo. I don't know, because I don't think so either. But like I don't know. I guess you could look just like your grandfather, but that's would be rare to look exactly like him.
Yeah, I know. And then to also look exactly like his mother.
Right. To look exactly like your mom and your grandfather, who's not related to your mom
Right.
in any way, it would be kind of strange. I don't know. That was the only.
The only thing I could think of with that is maybe the Emperor doesn't know, like, what I was going to say, let me finish my sentence first before I go to my next point. Maybe the Emperor doesn't know any of this, and does actually, well, no, because Jinshi believed that the Emperor was his father for the first however many years of his life.
Right.
Why would the Emperor have gone along with that if he didn't know anything about that, you know?
No, the Emperor knows about it too.
Yeah. That's where I stopped originally was going to stop myself.
Yeah, they still got us, man. I don't know. I'm a little confused about it too, but like,
If I had to guess, I would just say I'm sticking with what our theory's been, that he's Duo and the current Emperor's son. He just happens to look like his
a young
grandfather.
version of his grandfather, I guess.
Right. Because every time somebody says that, they just say you remind, like it was the Dowager and then this older woman here. They just said you really remind it.
Hey, he looked like him,
Yeah, well, of course.
just with purple hair and long.
But that's like my mom's oldest brother. When he was like probably my age. If you like look at a picture of him when he was younger and a picture of me, it's like you could easily pass that as being me. So like I can kind of see it being one of those things that it's just the.
I mean, I guess, yeah, but
Because even, all right. So hypothetically, if Duo had a kid had him with that past emperor, you wouldn't look exactly like both parents. You usually goes one way or the other, or a slight blend of both, and you're not. You know what I mean?
Not if you're the emperor. Your genes are strong. You can look like two people. You don't know. You have no noble blood.
Wrong.
You have no noble blood in your whole body. You don't know.
Neither do you.
Yeah, I know, but I know a lot of nobles. You don't even know who I know.
That would be funny if you actually did know nobles.
I'll call 7 nobles right now. You'll see.
Noble somebody.
Yeah.
Like, wait, you actually call him noble?
Yeah, of course I do. He earned it.
And then on to, so everything is related to, well, we guessed it right. Everything connected to Lulan's family.
Yeah.
All of it.
It's crazy that she's not even there.
I know. It makes sense. That's why she was like covering her face and not talking and hasn't. That's what made me think like, I mean, she was definitely there at some point, obviously.
Yeah.
Because she was with the Emperor. But we've seen her a couple times. I feel like that she's covered her face or they've kind of hidden her and she hasn't spoken. So who knows how long ago she left. I guess one would think whenever
Maybe
Sue
her
Ray
and
left,
Sue Ray. Yeah, I was just about to say.
or around the same time, you know?
Yeah, they probably left together. I forget when she came, if I'm being honest.
Who? Lulan or?
Yeah.
That was the end of last season at some point. Not the very end, but somewhere towards the end of the season.
And we met Sue Ray before her, right?
Yeah. I think we met Sue Ray fairly early on in the first season. I think. Or at least maybe in the middle. But I think more towards the beginning. So then...
Because we met her when we first met Locken. That was that time? Or we met her?
Yeah, it was right around the same time. No, we had met Locken already. Because remember, I was guessing, maybe she worked for Locken. It was right after we met him.
What were you saying? Made you forget?
No, I'm just trying to think how to ask the question. Like, the whole thing with the daughter. So, there was a former concubine that was kicked out. They said
You don't get kicked out.
no. That was the last emperor. I thought they said that they didn't get kicked out.
So I'm okay. What are you asking?
There was the whole thing with the having an illegitimate child with somebody had an illegitimate child with a doctor.
Yeah.
Was the concubine, right?
Right.
And then the concubine was kicked out, right?
She wasn't kicked out. She
Or
was
left?
given to Shishu.
Okay, that makes more sense.
And
That's
then
right.
she had Lulan. That's Lulan's
No.
mom.
See, that's where I was confused during the episode. I thought they were saying no.
Sure
Is the illegitimate child
with the doctor.
Yes,
Right.
That's what I was.
That
asking.
was and
Oh, and then after the concubine was given to Shisho, then they had
Lulan.
Lulan, okay.
Right. That's how Lulan's related to Sure, and then
They're half sisters, right?
And then Lulan, Shishwi,
They're all
and
sisters.
that other boy.
At least that we, yeah.
Are I believe. I mean,
Siblings.
but not. I would assume from that same concubine.
Mom. Yeah. Who we did they didn't even say her name in this, did they? Oh, was it the T-Ho or whatever?
Tihan or whatever was the one in the grave.
Yes. I know it was Jinshi was monologuing it when he said the name or the story. It's when he was leaving Lulan's place, I thought. Or was it before this?
Well, I forget what you're looking for now.
When he was telling the story of the past concubine with given to Shiho.
Yeah, it was when she was with the old lady at the grave.
Ah, here we go. It was when he was on his way there. Okay. Yeah, right. They don't know who that is, but it's
Sure.
yes. The doctor was ousted.
Lauman?
I was just going to say it. You beat me to it. I was going to wait for me to pause and then say it, but yeah, I was thinking the
Can you
same
imagine
thing.
we find out Mao Mao and Sure are sisters?
Honestly, it's
possible.
It's just the fact that
But he would have had to
be
be a eunuch the whole time he was a doctor.
Yeah, how did she have was that not a rule back then?
Maybe back then he didn't have to be a eunuch.
Yeah, that's
maybe
strange.
the old emperor didn't care because he wanted the young girls anyway.
I mean, I think that's a long shot, but it's not inconceivable, is what I'll give it to you. Because it's the fact that we both thought of it at the same time, but I don't think that's the case at all. But because like,
imagine we find out Lauman's just a dog. That's why he's a eunuch. Is because
they had to take it away because he wouldn't stop.
So they made him a eunuch and kicked him out of the palace.
He was so sweet and like.
Well, it just doesn't make sense because he would have still had to have been there to birth them, and we don't know when.
Well, if Lulan's like
this was all taking place, I mean, I guess it could have been
close to 20 years ago.
20, 30 years ago, yeah.
I don't think it was 30 because if Lulan was born at the time. So say she's like, I'm not confident in how old she is, but if I had to guess, she's over 18.
Lulan wasn't born at the time.
No, I'm talking about when the concubine had.
Yeah, but we don't know how much after Sure they gave the concubine to Shishu, and then we don't know how soon after that she had Laulan.
What I'll say is I don't think Sure's that much older than Lulan.
I don't know how old Lulan is. She seems kind of young, right?
Yeah, but the Emperor doesn't like him young, so that's why I'm saying she's definitely
young, but
20 above, I would say. No older than 25, though.
I mean,
somewhere between 20 and 25.
Was like 30? I guess not. Maybe.
No older than 30. I was going to say, I don't think she's any older than 5 years old, like 5 years. So, but yeah, I still think 20 years is a good guesstimate.
Which would be right around he would have been able to do that, give birth to the Emperor's.
Because Jinshi would have been born around the exact same time.
Yeah, and then get kicked out. But he was a eunuch at that point already, though.
Right. That's why it
doesn't hold water.
It's fun to think about, though, because that would be hilarious.
It'd be awesome.
It wouldn't. It would shatter Mao Mao.
Not really. It's her adoptive father.
Yeah, but she looks up to him. It's her real dad, man.
Yeah, he didn't really do anything. He fell in love with a girl, and, just so happened to be like a pedophile's fucking girlfriend.
Who?
Right? It was it was the lady in waiting that was the concubine, right? Or who was it?
Who's the pedophile?
Sure's mom, the Emperor.
Oh, I thought you confused me because you said that Lauman was.
No, I don't think he did anything wrong. Like he just fell in love with like a girl, you know what I mean, who just happened to be there. Because who was what was the mom again? The concubine or no? The lady in waiting.
No, she was a concubine.
Because it said the concubine. No, that Tai Hao served.
Yeah, Tai Hao was the old lady at the grave.
Oh, hold on.
Right?
Right. So Tai Hao is Su Rei's mom. The concubine is Laolin's mom.
Where are you getting that?
Because Tai Hao, right? Go to the next thing.
It's just saying. No, the concubine they're talking about. Not
so
Tai.
go back before. Because that's Tai Hao's the one at the grave. Right.
It's just saying that that's the one she served. It's just using her as a
Tai
reference.
Hao, right. But Tai Hao did. The concubine that Tai Hao. Tai Hao's the one in the grave. Right?
In the grave or at the grave?
No, in the grave. At the grave is the lady that works at the clinic.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So the concubine that Tai Hao served was given to Shishu. Right. But Tai Hao was the one that had the affair with the doctor?
No.
Oh, it's the concubine that did?
Yeah. I think he's just using that as a story marker.
Keep playing it. Let me watch it one more time.
He's just saying.
Right, I know that.
Because they're not using her name.
I'm trying to find it with the doctor. Yeah, see? So the daughter of Tai Hao and the doctor is Su Rei. The daughter of the concubine and Shishu is Laolin and Sisui.
Why did he word it like that? That's so weird.
Because who was Tai Hao? A lady in waiting, right?
The one.
No, she had to have been.
They say
something
it right here.
because the late emperor. That was why she was there, because the late emperor deflowered her as a kid.
Right. She was one of the women.
Yeah,
oh, duh.
She was a court lady.
She was the one that was that you think was a ghost.
Yeah, telling the ghost stories.
Yeah. Which again, that was not that. That was a year ago.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't think so. I thought that was way more recent.
But that's what Gaushin just said.
She just disappeared after that. Where would she have actually gone? She wouldn't have been able to run out of there and nobody see.
Just wait. Our Su Rei did it.
She would have died too from all that smoke, because she wasn't coughing or getting sleepy.
Yeah, but she knew that she was doing it. She knew it was happening.
Yeah, well, there's nothing to happen. She just sealed everybody into a room.
Yeah, so when she found out Mao was realizing it, she bounced.
Yeah, but how was she not weak from it? Because nobody could really move. Mao had to force herself to get that window open.
Only reason I'm denying it is because there's nothing in this show. Every time there's something supernatural,
right?
Nothing supernatural goes on, because every time they think it does, Mao shuts it down.
But I also didn't think it was a year ago.
I mean, that's what
I guess it could have been.
Gaushin says.
So she was just a court lady.
She was the lady in waiting. So you were right. She was the lady in waiting of that concubine.
So they're not related. Su Rei and Laolin are not related.
No.
Their families are intertwined. Yeah, actually, it says they're the only one. So Su Rei's her only daughter.
Yeah, because they show her right there.
And I bet that concubine loved her. You know what I mean? She was probably good, maybe good, and they spent a lot of time together. So when she got sent to Shishu, that's how their relationship stayed. You know what I mean?
Whose relationship?
Laolin and them.
Tai Hao never left. You're not talking about her, right?
Mm-mm. The concubine, though. Because Tai Hao served the concubine that left to go to Shishu. So she probably loved Tai Hao.
Right.
So then she would have known about the daughter.
Right. Oh, so you're saying the relationship,
how her daughters
became close.
Got a relationship with Su Rei.
Well, she's probably more or less Shisho's adopted daughter in a way.
Right. That was cool. A lot of stuff. Locken's gonna fuck somebody up.
I know.
I love angry Jinshi though.
Oh, I get he's got to hide it, but there's times where it needs to come out.
Sometimes he's gotta drop him out.
You gotta whip that frog out sometimes.
Don't take your medicine today, big guy, and let's get aggressive.
Yeah. Get that frog going, Bal.
Yeah.
All righty.
I know, man. Yeah, that was cool.
Next one. Anyway, guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. See you next time.
See you later.